Hello and welcome. We're glad you've joined us. Hi, I'm Bobby Russell. I'm a Microsoft technical trainer specializing in AI security and compliance. I'm here to walk you through the MS-4019 course, Transform Your Everyday Business Processes with Agents. In this session, we'll explore pre-built Microsoft 365 Copilot agents. Let's jump into the world of pre-built agents. In Microsoft 365 Copilot, these agents are ready to go the moment you open Copilot Chat. No setup, no configuration, and no training required. They're designed with everyday users in mind, so you can simply ask questions or give instructions in plain language, and they'll respond with helpful context-aware answers. What makes these agents so powerful is their specialization. Each one is built to handle a specific type of task, whether it's analyzing data, conducting research, creating visuals, or helping you write more effectively. They're not just general purpose bots. They're focused assistants that understand the Microsoft 365 environment and the kinds of business processes you deal with every day. In this module, we'll explore several of these agents in detail. You'll see how the Analyst agent helps you interpret data, how the research agent finds and organizes information, and how others like the visual creator and writing coach support creative and communication tasks. These agents are here to make your work faster, make your life easier, and be more intuitive. So let's take a closer look at each one of these to see how they can transform the way we work. Let's take a moment to explore one of the most powerful pre-built agents in Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat, the Analyst agent. Now, imagine having a skilled data scientist at your fingertips, ready to help you make sense of your data in seconds. That's exactly what the Analyst agent does. You don't need to know how to write code or build charts. It handles all of that for you using natural language prompts. You simply ask a question, and it responds with insights, summaries, and even visualizations. What makes this agent especially impressive is its ability to scan data across multiple file types, Excel spreadsheets, Word documents, Power BI dashboards, and pull it all together to make meaningful answers. It doesn't just look at one file in isolation. If you're working on a shared Excel spreadsheet or reviewed a PowerPoint deck with embedded tables, it can connect the dots between these files to give you a more complete picture. And yes, it can even run Python behind the scenes to tackle complex queries. You can watch the code it generates in real time, which is great for transparency and trust. But again, you don't need to write any of this yourself. The agent interprets your request and does the heavy lifting for you. Another key feature is permissions awareness. The Analyst agent only accesses data you're authorized to see. So if you're collaborating with others, you can be confident that it's respecting your organization's security boundaries. This agent is a game changer for anyone who works with data. Whether you're preparing reports, analyzing trends, or just trying to make sense of spreadsheets. It's fast, smart, and designed to help you move from raw data to actionable insights without the usual friction. So let's keep going and see how the researcher agent supports your work in a completely different but equally powerful way. Now that you've seen what the Analyst agent can do, let's watch it in action. In this quick demonstration, we'll explore how it analyzes survey results from a project called Project Nexus. You'll see how easy it is to download the data, ask questions in plain language, and get meaningful insights, all without writing a single line of code. Let's take a look. All right, so at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to do a demonstration on using the Analyst agent, which is one of the pre-built agents that we have. Now, if you look on my screen here on the left side, you'll see a short listing of some of the agents that I have available. Some of these are pre-built, like the Analyst agent, which we're demonstrating now. We'll look at the researcher agent a little bit later on. We have a survey agent, but then the slide script presenter and real estate practice, these are custom agents that I have created, which we'll walk through how to create a custom agent in one of our following videos here. But we're going to use the Analyst agent, and based off the Analyst agent, we're going to select that, which I already have selected on my screen, but we'll pull it up anyway. And what we're going to do is we want it to analyze data. Remember, that's the primary purpose of this agent. So we're going to go in here and we're going to add a file. This is going to be the content that we want the Analyst agent to analyze. So let's go ahead and submit that file there, and then we're going to go in here and say, analyze this data. And let's go ahead and let it run. So it's going to go through the reasoning process here, and it's going to analyze this data. Okay, so now the analysis of our spreadsheet, our data has been completed. Now, keep in mind that this took us about 68 seconds to do. With the miracle of video, we're fast forwarding it, but it's gone through, it's analyzed the spreadsheet, and based on my request, which is analyze this data, it then came through and it gave me some valuable insight into what we have. So it provided a quantitative analysis of the data. So it gives me metrics and information related to that as part of this here. It gave me a visual summary of this data, which is always a nice thing to have if you're a visual person, if you're generating presentations for management or for reporting purposes. This is always great to have within here. It provided qualitative information related to this also. Now, at this point, if I want to, notice here it said, would you like a deeper dive into the comments or breakdown by the role of the department, if available? If I want to dive deeper, I do have the ability to do that. It does cite the reference where it's pulling it from, which is my sources spreadsheet, my sample spreadsheet that we're using, which is our what do we call it here? The Project Nexus survey spreadsheet here. So that's what we have. And now that it's performed an analysis, you can do additional analysis if you want to. Again, notice here, I can do just information that provides great data to help me explain what's happening. But I can also go in there and have it generate charts. And I can even say things like, explain this data, help this data. So help me understand this data better. So help me understand this data better as part of that. And then I can go ahead and generate a prompt to get that information based off of that. Now, one thing I do want to point out, so I want to show you this here. So notice I didn't have to reattach the file because it knows exactly what it's the document that we're currently using. And this is part of the system being able to remember the entire conversation. So when you're using, whether it's the Analyst agent or any of the Copilot agents or just Copilot in general, as long as you're within the session, it'll continue on. It remembers what you're discussing. So as you ask follow-up questions, you don't have to reload the document as part of that here. So now I said, help me understand this data better. It knows what we're talking about exactly. So then it gave me more detailed information based off of this. So in here, each metric was rated on a scale of 1 to 5. Here's how the responses break down in this case here. So then it gave me my chart information. Notice here, correlation highlights. So it gave me a heat map based on this data here. Comment themes, if there are any themes and comments that we had, the strengths, the weaknesses of the data that we have, opportunities for improvement. So your Analyst agent allows you to take data that you have and help you dissect it, break it down. And in a lot of cases, which I've seen in my personal workings with this, is it helps me look at in a lot of ways, in ways that I didn't even consider. It helps me, it'll point out things that I would have never considered personally to do. So definitely take a look at the Analyst agent, play with this, practice with it, upload some data, and see what you can do with it. It's all about prompting, so always remember that. Thank you. So let's shift our focus now to another incredibly useful pre-built agent, the researcher agent. If you've ever spent hours digging through documents, emails, or web pages, trying to find the right information for a report or presentation, you'll appreciate what this agent can do for you. The researcher agent acts like a smart research assistant. It's designed to help you quickly and accurately find information you need without the manual effort. What makes it so effective is its methodical chain of thought approach. It doesn't just grab the first results it finds. Instead, it breaks down your question, identifies relevant sources, and refines the results to meet your specific needs. Whether you're preparing a presentation, writing a report, or just getting up to speed on a new topic, it's optimized for business-relevant research. It can scan recent files, trusted sources, and even the web, if that's enabled in your environment. to deliver high quality, well-structured answers. And it doesn't just summarize content, it extracts key facts, trends, and insights, and even provides citations so you can follow up or share your findings with confidence. One of the best parts? You don't need to sift through dozens of articles or reports. The researcher agent does the legwork for you. It's like having someone on your team whose sole job it is to find the most relevant, accurate information and present it in a way that's easy to understand and use. Now, responses from the researcher agent can sometimes be a bit lengthy because it's very thorough. If that happens, you can simply ask it to summarize or give you a quick list of maybe bullet points. It's flexible and responsive to any of your needs. So whether you're working on a tight deadline or just want to make your research process more efficient, the researcher agent is a powerful tool to have in your corner. Let's take a quick look at the researcher agent in action. In this demonstration, you'll see how it pulls together insights from your own data across Outlook, OneDrive, and Teams to help you prepare polished, well-organized content. It's a simple example of how the agent can synthesize information and turn it into something useful, all within the Microsoft 365 environment. So let's go ahead and dive in. So the next agent that we're going to look at in our demonstration is the researcher agent. Now, the researcher agent sounds exactly like what it is. It's an agent designed to help you perform research. So unlike the analyst agent, which you typically will add data to it, we call it grounding information. With the researcher agent, this is a great tool if you're starting from scratch, if you're trying to get ideas of what to do and so forth. So let me give you an example of some of the use cases for the researcher agent. So let's say I want to do research related to EVs. I say, what are the emerging trends in the electric vehicle market in 2025? With the researcher agent, because of how it's configured on the back end, it'll go out and provide that data for me. So let's take a look. So notice here, it wanted some additional information, which is not uncommon when you're working with the agents. So it's saying, hey, I see you want me to find information about emerging trends in electric vehicle makers in 2025. I want to make sure I understand your request. Are you looking for a specific trend specific to a particular region or globally? Do you want to focus on technological advancements, market growth, and so forth? Is there a specific format or level of detail you prefer in your final report? If you'd like me to pursue, just say go ahead, or you can be more detailed in it if you want to. And this goes back to effective prompting. You want to make sure that in your prompt, in your request, you make it as detailed as possible. So in this case here, I'm going to keep it the way it is. So I'm just going to say, go ahead and continue on with this. And what's going to happen is the model's going to use its own, or the agent's going to use its own best judgment. So let's go ahead and see. Okay. So we've completed the research request here. So just to kind of recap, what are the emerging trends in the electric market, vehicle EV market for 2025? That was our request to the researcher agent. Now, if you were watching, you saw it cycling through as it's performing all of this analysis and it's gathering all this data to provide a response for us. And at this point, we have the research response that we needed. So emerging trends in the global electrical vehicle market gives us a quick intro, gives us some metrics on the trends that are going on, talks about growth and adoption as part of this process here in different regions of the US. And then, look ahead, what the projections, what we currently have and what the projections are going to be, advancements that we're going to be having when it comes to EV adoption. So you see all of this research data that was generated by literally one prompt. That is the power of the researcher agent. It gives you the ability to just ask it a question and it'll provide all the research for you. So as we mentioned before, even if you're not a professional researcher or writer, you can get clear, well-organized results just by asking in plain language. So I would encourage you to practice this. Run the researcher agent and maybe research something that's important to you, something that's near and dear to your heart. Thank you very much. Think about the last time you had a great idea for a presentation or a report. but struggle to bring it into life visually. Maybe you had the content, the message, even the data, but turning it into something polished and professional took more time than you had. That's exactly the kind of challenge the visual creator agent is designed to solve. This agent is all about helping business users, people like us, translate ideas into visuals without needing design skills or specialized software. Whether you're building a slide deck, drafting an internal infographic, or preparing for a social media post, Visual Creator steps in to do the heavy lifting for you. You describe what it is you want in plain English, and it generates visuals that match your message, your brand, and your goals. For example, you could say, create a slideshow showing customers' growth trends, and it will generate a layout with charts, icons, and formatting that aligns with your request. Or maybe you need a quick mock-up of a marketing campaign. Just describe it, and Visual Creator will produce something that's not only usable, but visually appealing. What makes this agent especially powerful is its ability to understand context. It's not just throwing together random graphics, it's optimized for creativity. That means it adapts to your brand tone, your content type, and your communication goals. It knows when you're trying to inform, persuade, or inspire, and it tailors the visuals accordingly. It's also incredibly versatile. You can use it to visualize performance metrics, draft branded templates, or even turn bullet points into full slide content. And because it's built in the Microsoft 365 Copilot, it works seamlessly with your tools you already use, like Word, PowerPoint, Teams, and more. So now let's talk about the experience. You don't need to know how to use design software. You don't need to worry about formatting or layout. You just need to describe your idea. The agent handles the rest for you. And if you're not happy with the first result, you can refine your prompt and try again. It's interactive, responsive, and designed to help you get to a finished product faster. This is especially valuable for teams that need to move quickly. Marketing teams, project leads, HR professionals, anyone who needs to communicate visually can benefit from this. It reduces the back and forth with designers, speeds up approvals, and helps you stay focused on your message rather than the formatting. So if you've ever felt stuck trying to make your content look good, Visual Creator is your shortcut. It's not just a design tool, it's a creative partner that helps you bring your ideas to life with clarity and great impact. Have you ever typed the prompt into Copilot and gotten a response that was, well, not quite what you expected? Maybe it was just too vague, too literal, or just missed the mark entirely. That's where the prompt coach agent comes into play. It's your personal guide for writing better, clear, and more effective prompts. This agent is all about helping you communicate with Copilot in a way that gets results. It's not just about grammar or phrasing, it's about understanding how to express your intent so that Copilot can deliver exactly what you need. Whether you're trying to generate content, analyze data, or brainstorm ideas, the prompt coach helps you refine your instructions and get the most out of the AI. What's great is it doesn't just fix your prompt, it also teaches you. It offers tailored suggestions, examples, and explanations so you can learn what works and why. If your prompt is too broad, it'll help you narrow it down. If it's unclear, it'll show you how to make it more specific. And if Copilot gives you an unexpected result, the prompt coach can help you troubleshoot and adjust your approach. This agent is especially useful for people who are new to Copilot or who want to build confidence in using it across different applications like Word or Excel or Teams and more. It's like having a mentor that helps you speak the language of AI more fluently. And the best part? You don't need to be technical. You just need to be curious and willing to learn. Prompt Coach meets you where you are and helps you grow your skills naturally through your everyday use. So if you've ever felt stuck or unsure about how to ask Copilot for help, this agent is your solution. It's not just about writing better prompts, It's about unlocking better outcomes. Sometimes the hardest part of projects isn't the execution, it's the thinking. You got a rough idea, maybe a direction, but you're not quite sure how to shape it, test it, or make it stronger. That's where the idea coach agent comes in. This agent isn't just a sounding board, it's a strategic partner. It helps you evaluate your ideas from multiple angles, challenging assumptions, and exploring alternatives you might not have considered. Whether you're refining a proposal, brainstorming a campaign, or trying to make a message more compelling, the idea coach is designed to push your thinking further. What makes it unique is how it interacts with your thought process. It doesn't just say yes or no, it asks you questions, identifies gaps, and helps you build on what you already have. You can use it to stress test your plans, uncover risks, or even rework messaging to make it clearer and more impactful. And it's not limited to business strategy. You can use it for creative projects, internal communication, or any initiative where you want to make sure your ideas are solid and well developed. It's especially helpful in early stage planning where feedback is crucial, but often hard to get quickly. The agent adapts to your goals. If you're trying to persuade, it'll help you sharpen your message. If you're exploring options, it'll help you weigh the pros and cons. If you're stuck, it'll help you get unstuck by offering you new perspectives and helping you think through the implications. So whether you're working solo or collaborating with a team, the idea coach gives you a space to think out loud, refine your concepts, and build confidence in your direction. It's not just about having ideas, it's about making them better. Now, writing well is one of the most important skills in a workplace, but it's also one of the most time-consuming. Whether you're drafting an email, preparing a report, or building a presentation, it takes effort to make your message clear, polished, and impactful. That's where the writing coach agent comes into play. This agent is designed to evaluate your writing, no matter what stage it's in. If you've got a rough draft, it can help you refine it. If you're starting at a blank page, it can help you get started. And if you're trying to make your message more persuasive or engaging, it's got suggestions ready to go. What makes the writing coach so effective is it's optimized for professional communication. It doesn't just fix grammar, it improves clarity, structure, tone, and flow. And it does all of that while preserving your voice. So if you're writing something formal, it'll help you sound polished. If you're writing something conversational, it'll help you sound authentic. It's also incredibly versatile. You can use it to generate ideas for introductions, conclusions, or transitions. You can ask it to rewrite a paragraph for better readability. You can even get help adapting your writing for different audiences, whether it's leadership team, a customer, or even colleagues. And because it's part of the Microsoft 365 Copilot, it works across the apps you already use. So whether you're in Word, Outlook, PowerPoint, or any other app, the writing coach is right there with you, helping you communicate more effectively. This agent isn't just about grammar checking, it's a writing partner. It helps you say what you mean in the best way possible with confidence and clarity. To wrap up this section, we're going to see a pre-built Microsoft 365 Copilot agent in action. You'll get a first-hand look at how these agents can help you solve real business problems, uncover insights, and boost productivity, all using tools you already work with. Choose an agent that fits your needs and watch how quickly it can deliver value. Now, at this point, we've looked at a few different types of agents. We've looked at the analyst agent as well as the researcher agent, which are two of our pre-built agents. Now, there are more pre-built agents that are out there, and you do have the ability to launch those. So within the agent window on the left, if you notice here, you'll see the option for all agents. So from here, this takes us to our agent store, which is what you see here. And in here, it'll identify all the agents that I have available, the ones that are built by Microsoft, within your organization, any agents that were built within your organization, popular ones, and then additional agents that are available. So you have the ability to go in and select the agent that's interesting to you. So to give you an example here, we're going to look at the pre-built ones, the ones built by Microsoft. An example of this would be maybe, let's say, the career coach agent. I can go in, I can add this agent. So now we have our coach agent, our career coach agent. And in here I can ask it, again, just like every other agent, it's all about natural language processing. I am thinking of changing careers. Let's put it here. I enjoy, let's say, working on cars. Can you provide, so we're going to say, enjoy working on cars. Can you provide some examples of careers related that may be a good fit? So I can go in here, and again, from a career perspective, ask it a question. Let's say I enjoy working on cars. What can I use? So in here, it's going to say, okay, thanks for sharing that, and it's great to hear you're exploring a career change. Since you're currently a technical trainer, you likely have strong communication, instructional design, and technical skills. Your interest in working on cars opens up a wide range of possibilities. Then it says, okay, to help guide you effectively, could you tell me, what kind of role are you aiming for? Is it a technician, an educator, within the automotive industry? What time frame are you considering for the transition? And then it goes in and it gives me some examples of career paths that I can take. So hands-on automotive careers, automotive technician, a mechanic, a performance tuning specialist, collision repair, and then so forth. And the nice thing about this is I can go in and it gives me a lot of detail. I can ask follow-up questions here. So let's say, let's look at automotive technician, mechanic. So I can go in and say, can you provide me more information on this topic? And I'm going to put in here the automotive mechanic, technician. And one of the nice things that I like about Copilot in general is, if you notice here, my typing is atrocious. And Copilot, as long as it can understand what you're trying to say, it'll do it for you there. And that's one of the things I like. Notice here, I dropped the A in automotive here, and it still knew exactly what we were talking about here. So I asked it to give me some, information about this topic. So it gave me some information related to that: education and training, certifications, the work environment and job outlook. Now, this is going to be an important thing. If you're changing careers, is that career going to be in demand once you've graduated, once you've gotten to that point? What kind of salary are we looking at? What kind of, possibilities, how many job openings are on there? So in here, it gives me that information. And that's an example of using, one of the other agents that are out there. And as I mentioned before, there are quite a few built-in ones by Microsoft that you can use. But then also, you can also explore the custom agents that have been created by your organization also. And we'll look at those in a later video. This concludes our session. We hope you'll join us as we journey through this process. We encourage you to watch other videos in this course or search out your next favorite topic on Microsoft Learn at aka.ms/learn.